Hello students, myself Prarthana JV, Assistant Professor, Department of IAC, SJBIT. What are we seeing here? We are seeing a bird flying, isn't it? Have we imagined why birds migrate from place to place? And that happens periodically. It is not like out of a blue, it just flies in, makes a nest and breeds, then goes away. No, it happens. We all have bird sanctuaries around. The people might be aware we have a beautiful bird sanctuary in the nearby place, correct, Ranganthittu. And there is a you people might be also aware that there is a season for it, breeding season, where we can see abundant number of birds breeding there. And these birds do not come from places within India. They basically come from many other places across the globe. They specifically come to a particular location for breeding. How is this happening? Right. There are numerous mysteries in the biological world, in the ecosystem. We are trying to take few concepts, replicate it or mock it, and adopt it as a form of a technology. So in this particular module, we are talking about bio-inspired technology, materials, or the mechanism. The very first one, echolocation. What is echolocation? Okay, this let's take an example. We all have seen bat, correct? Bats, do they depend on their eyes or sight for while they fly? No, right? They basically use a technique called as an echolocation. They basically emit ultrasound waves or sound waves, and these waves basically diversify and travel across. Once they hit any obstacle, these are reflected, and bat basically sends that particular reflected sound wave and estimates the presence of an object. Okay, so this is a simple relation to an echolocation. So what is echolocation? It is a process involving sending out a sound wave and waiting for the echo. Once an echo is obtained, a location of an object, distance and shape can be estimated. So basically used, simple example is bats flight. So there was a research done in 20th century to prove that the bats basically fly based on a technique called as echolocation. So Griffins is the one who basically proved it. Inspiring from this, there was many technological adoptions. In earlier days, basically as submarines were using the technique called as echolocation. Then during World War I, British Navy developed a primitive form of sonar. Okay, it was basically called as acid. So basically sonar was used to detect any submarines in the nearby locations. Now let us correlate what is biological echolocation, what is technological echolocation. First one, biological. So these are found in many sea creatures like dolphins and whales. So you might be heard how the dolphins and whales make a huge sound. So basically they are ultrasonic or sound waves. Similarly bats. Okay, so the relying on the emission of sound waves in the form of clicks, or there is a different pattern or a vocalization for it. So this emitted sound basically travels through the given media. For bats it's air, for other dolphins and different whales basically it is a water. So it basically travels. Then once it's hit any object, it basically reflects or echoes. By analyzing the echoes, Animal can determine the location, how far it is, and even the shape and size of a object that is basically present. So it is used for, they basically use it for navigating, hunting, and also for communicating among their species. So this is what been adopted in our biological world for millions of years. Inspiring from this, we have developed many technological devices. So we basically generate an artificial sound waves. We call it a sonar or an ultrasonic sounds. These sounds travel. Once they are echoed, they are received on a sensors. So the information of these echoes is processed, interpreted or analyzed to generate a data of distance, size and other patterns of a given object. So where is it used? It is used in robotics, obstacle detection, medical imaging and navigation purposes also. So the steps, let us summarize here. First, a sound wave is emitted, sound wave propagates, there is an object which is interfering the sound wave. Once an interference is done, an echo is generated. This echo is recepted on echo reception. Then analysis is done, called as a sensory reception. Interpretation, that is analysis. Then how it should basically respond. You can see here how your whales, bats and dolphins basically do the analysis. Bat have a huge range of this ultrasonic wave, wherein whale moderate range and dolphins are of a smaller range. So the range is shown in the diagram. Here also we can see how technology is now in the bat is emitting sound wave represented by the blue lines. So this blue line is traveling, it is hitting on an object here represented as a fly. Once it hits the object, it is reflected or echoed. So the echoed wave is shown in the red pattern. So in this skull there is a sound generator, there is an receptor, then there is an analyzer, processor and analyzer, then there is a perseverance. So where the small history how these echolocations were used. In 19th century, there was a device used in a underwater submarines. In 20th century, it was used, the technology was prevailing in the form of sonar. In 20th century, more sonar systems were refined, used in underwater detection, mapping, marine research and in the submarines. Next, in mid 20th century, ultrasonic applications were used like medicine, non-destructive testing and industrial imaging. Now after 20th century till present day, it is many evolutions are done, like signal processing, more advanced sensors, more AI and algorithms are written, used in autonomous vehicle, we call it as an autopilot, right? All those places we basically use a echolocation. But simple application, ultrasonography or ultrasound scans, where we basically detect, sending the high frequency sound wave into the tissue, internal organs and tissues of the body, so to do any kind of an analysis or a diagnosis in the body. Simple representation of your ultrasound scan using an echolocation. Next, ultrasounds, we know it has been basically used in gynecological application, abdominal imaging, skulls, vascular, neck, eye and other emergency missions. Your echolocations are also used in sonar technique. Sonar technique is nothing but sound wave to detect and locate the objects. Used in naval application, fisheries, oceanography and environmental monitoring. as shown in the diagram here. Thank you guys.